What is up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of CoD and Coffee. I got sitting next to me Viktor here. How's everybody going? Alright. And this week we're just going to touch upon some theories that we have. Maybe some what ifs, wants, you know what I'm saying? What would you like to start off with first, sir?
Well, one of the things I would like to actually start off with is I like to kick it off with, seeing how maybe what's going to be the next way they're going to bring back some zombies, man. I mean, I kind of been thinking about that recently. What about you?
Honestly, I think the smartest move right now for Call of Duty to pull with zombies is to give us Chronicles 2. Would be the very first thing.
Kind of like they're, in a way, if you think about it, that's kind of like their only option, if you think about it.
It really is. I mean, well, to give us something decent that I think the fan base really wants. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Their most recent story kind of just, it didn't do it for me, and I don't think it really did it for a lot of the other zombie fans out there.
It seemed a little rushed and clustered, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
too jumbled.
The storyline honestly just didn't catch me. When I saw the trailers and stuff for it, I was really excited and it looked cool, and and then I don't know, just after getting my hands on it and playing it, something about the actual atmosphere of the game, like the characters and just the scenery and everything, didn't pull me in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, there was something with the Ether story that was just, it was dark and grimy, and you know what I mean? It just had that really kind of eerie feeling without even doing anything. You know what I mean? It just overall had that creepy vibe. Yeah, just, this new one just, it didn't for me, like, at all, in almost any aspect. Some of the graphics were kind of cool, like, especially in cool. 9, like, you know what I mean? When you see the tigers and stuff coming at you and some of the zombies and stuff, it's cool, but it almost kind of feels like a one-and-done thing. You know what I mean?
That itself could have been its own little personal little side story or something, but my biggest issue is they're trying to connect it with the overall, like, to me, it was, like, too much at once. Like, too many too much storyline, different storylines going on at the same time, I mean, I love good stories. I really do. I'm a writer myself, I mean? I love that kind of stuff. But at the same time, just kind of, I wish they would have spread it out a little bit more and maybe did a little bit more to each individual set, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Because, I mean, like I said, it just felt really, I mean, for as long as we waited, I mean, it felt rushed, it felt clustered, like they just pretty much took a bunch of crap and was like, here,
have it,
take it,
yeah, no.
Do what you want with it, pick it out yourself is what it feels like, but I mean,
no, I get it completely. Like, I was really sad to see the Ether story end, and that's kind of the thing too, is I don't know if it's really gonna end, like, I don't know if they'll go back and, you kind of get what I'm saying, like, maybe give us some maps in between some little chunks of the story that they either left out,
filler,
or you know what I mean? Yeah, and bring back the old characters and stuff, because the chemistry between the 4 characters from the Ether story is awesome. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You constantly have that racial bickering between the 4 characters.
It was a perfect relationship, if in a way.
And,
in that particular time, or not time, but that particular situation. Like. And I love that too, the 4 different cultural aspects.
Everything about it, yeah.
It was just freaking hilarious too. I mean, come on, you guys could admit, right?
Something to do with these new characters, I don't think I connected with. I don't think anybody really did, for that matter.
Really.
I mean, I never really seen anybody went, oh yeah, the Chaos story's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? It's my favorite. Oh, it's fucking great. No, it's really not. It sucks.
Really. But the thing is, though, too, I will defend it in these different characters in this aspect. Okay, is the fact of maybe the approach was wrong. Now the thing is maybe they could have just finished off the story between Richthofen and Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai. Finish that off, and maybe go back and start a new story with these other characters, and then maybe that'll give us time to build a relationship and maybe find a deeper connection with these other characters, because we really didn't get to see much, if you think about it, compared to the
other characters. No,
we actually we all built a relationship through the zombie storyline with these guys.
But the one thing I can kind of say is I don't see the comedic, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, and that exactly. That's
interactions and vibes that you got
too.
from
I get
that crew. You
got
know?
Some young girl, whatever her name was. Then you got the other dude, Diego, and then you got the old man.
I think they kind of tried to do the same thing with almost all the crews. You know what I mean? Like, you had the transit crew, and, you know, you had the old guy, the girl, and the thing. Same thing with the Mob of the Dead map. You know what I mean? You have Buffy, you have Danny Trejo. You're pretty much lined up with the same 4 characters: the guy, the girl, the old guy, and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, but
there was just nothing to it though. It was just bland.
Yeah, I didn't feel that the actual connection that I wanted to with my characters and with myself and with the characters and themselves, if that makes any sense, because they don't. The one thing that I think a big charm that Zombies had is when you play with your friends and you hear the interactions that your characters actually have with each other is amazing. You know what I mean? The constant talking and, you know, either warning that there's zombies coming or just giving the other player shit. I mean, it was great. You know? In the new one, you really don't seem to get a lot of that at all. It seems to fall really lackluster in those areas. At least to me, it did.
Yeah, it lacked it very well with me as well. I didn't really feel like the same playing the Black Ops 4 zombies at all.
Yeah, no. That kind of leads me to one more topic that I will say. I'll save a little bit of the zombie stuff because next week we're gonna do a zombies special. I'm going to be pretty much talking about the fall of the zombies mode and pretty much what became of it and how one of like the greatest, I think, game modes of all time. I mean,
definitely my top favorite.
Like fell to almost nothingness. I mean, really sad to see.
It fell so hard it went underneath the dirt. Okay.
Yeah. It's sitting with the zombies now, and they ain't rising.
No, I mean, this one's not rising at all.
But, you know, so if you guys would like to just tune in for that, that would be awesome. I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit here right now. Treyarch 2020, Black Ops 5. So, what are you kind of thinking for this COD? Are you thinking they're either going to go more into the future from Black Ops 4? Like, are we going to see past Black Ops 3? Or are they going to take a step back and go back more towards, like, Vietnam era, World War I era?
Not going to lie. I kind of hope we do go back to...
No. Don't say what you want. Don't say what you want. I want to know, what do you think will happen? What do you think? Like, what's in your gut? What do you think Treyarch's going to do with this next title?
Well, I personally do think that they'll go back. They'll take a few steps back and go back to, you know...
You think they're going to go to, like, the Black Ops 1 style?
I pretty much feel it going that way.
Because
we've already seen... We've already had, for example, we've had Black Ops 3, which was all futuristic. We had Black Ops 4, which is not futuristic, but it's still kind of, you know, and somewhat of like a, I don't even know the year, if there was one. I'll have to go look myself. Probably blind as a bat, and it's right there in front of my face. But seeing the generation we're in with the Black Ops 4, you know, with all the weapons and how it is, I do see them going back to, you know, Vietnam era. I do. I really do.
I do. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool. That's my honest hope is what they do, is go back to either Vietnam, World War I, or World War II. Just kind of keep it old, but yet keep it Treyarch Black Ops style. Yeah. Like, keep that. The one thing I've always loved about Treyarch and their Call of Duties is that they've always been able to take Call of Duty and just go absolutely wild with it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't try to stay in that realistic realm and bubble. Like that's the one thing that we keep hearing from, from like the Modern Warfare and from like the developers that are making that game. We keep hearing they want it as realistic as possible, and they want realistic. So they don't want. There was even talk about them trying to take out gold camo, diamond camo. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, because they're apparently not realistic. But, I mean, honestly, we really do have gold and diamond camos. They are out there in the world. But they're not... Soldiers don't use them in combat.
No, but I do actually have a friend. I actually do have a friend back in North Carolina. He actually does have a freaking golden pistol.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I've seen plenty of guns that are made with gold and have diamonds and shit on them. So, they are out there, but they're not...
They're not in the military, of course.
They're not realistic.
We're not going to go to Iraq with freaking diamond M14s. And...
I can kind of understand where they're coming from that point of view. But my point is that Treyarch has always been able to take their games and just go completely wild with them. They can do whatever they want. They can put zombies in there and magic weapons and
they get away with it.
And they can get away with it.
It's amazing,
Well, yeah, but that's... I think that's where they've always kind of gotten a little bit of their charm. But in the last couple years, I think they've overdone it in certain aspects that the community doesn't like. You know what I mean? Like with Black Ops 3, I think they should have learned that we don't want specialists. And in Black Ops 4, they took the specialists and cranked them
they did
1,000 times up. You know what I mean?
They did actually juice them up a bit.
But what they did is they relied on the fact that they said boots on the ground so much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This year, we're 100% boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, back to the original COD style, boots on the ground. Woo! But in all reality, it's honestly like took a step the furthest away from Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be perfectly honest, if somebody would have walked up to me and said, hey, so in your next Black Ops game, you can either have the option of you can have boost jumping, or you can have specialists with way overpowered specialists. So you can either have boost jumping with regular old school perks, like from Call of Duty, like, you know what I mean? Like take 3 frags, maybe Juggernaut, or you know what I mean? Yeah. Just regular old school perks, and do away with all the specialists, but you have to keep boost jumping. I would rather have that. I would have took that over what we got with Black Ops 4, where it's this mixture of Call of Duty and a hero shooter game like Overwatch or Apex Legends, or I guess it's actually not a really good one because they're not so powerful in Apex, but it's the same concept where it's a hero shooter where each character has their own set of abilities that helps them out in some massive way. You know what I'm saying? Right. That the other players don't have, that gives them an advantage. And I think in certain games it's fine, but like it doesn't belong in certain things. And I think in Call of Duty is one of the things that it shouldn't be in. You know, Apex Legends it's fine, and like games like Overwatch it's fine. Maybe even in one COD game it's fine, but when
you're doing it in every single game.
Well, maybe not even just every single game, but they are kind of following along that path, because even in World War II, when it first launched, we were technically launched with specialists, because you were set... they weren't called specialists, I'm sorry, they were called the divisions. But the divisions technically were specialists, because each one...
had its own unique perk to it.
It did, yeah. And if you wanted to use... Ghost or something, you had to use the mountain division with the sniper, so you wouldn't be able to be seen. Of course, they changed all of that, and they worked around the system so you could use whatever you wanted, because everybody bitched about it so much until they finally changed it.
Or if you wanted to get your score streaks, or you go with requisitions, I think it was, or
if you keep dying, but we won't even talk about that.
Yeah, I know, you know what I mean. But I get what you're saying, though. I mean, I guess every game had somewhat of a specialist to it,
but. I don't know. I would have rather have had a jetpack in COD than what we got. And that's bad, because I don't like jetpack in CODs. I would way 1,000 times rather have...
I'm the same way, but I would rather have the jetpacks, of course, you know.
Boots on the ground, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, you know, and maybe some COD 4, Black Ops 1. Those were like the golden days of COD. That's what we want, that updated graphics. Mm-hmm. And, you know, as much as everybody has always said throughout the longest time, COD needs to change, no, it doesn't. I mean, I'm sorry. That's the one thing that, like, yeah, people always are going to want you to evolve and change, but there's some things that you just don't need to fucking fix. Like, dude, the saying is true. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, there are some things in Call of Duty that are broken, like spawn trapping, you know, things like that.
You're always going to have something like that. I mean, I'm sorry, that's going to always, that's always going to happen.
Some of those things, I think, are kind of what makes Call of Duty, because, you know what I mean? Yeah, it sucks to be spawn trapped, but if you're the one doing the spawn trapping, there's no better feeling in the world. You know what I mean? You're sitting there
and it's gonna go
constantly killing somebody, racking up your kills, racking up your KD, you're pissing everybody off, you're having a good time, everybody's bitching and moaning, you're laughing. I mean, dude, it's fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we don't need change. We just need them to realize what made the series great and bring that out, you know, emphasize on that.
Yeah, because, I mean, regardless, there's a lot of things you're never going to avoid no matter what you do. So just, I mean,
honestly, the sad thing is that I honestly think that, and I think it is coming at some point in time, I just don't know when, I don't think any of us know when, is that if Modern Warfare 2 Remastered came out at the same exact time as Modern Warfare, I bet you it would have more players.
Yeah.
Than Modern Warfare.
I'm sorry, I mean, as much as I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare, if I see MW2 available, I'm hopping on that thing.
Maybe at launch, like right when the game launches, Modern Warfare would see more players. But I kind of have a feeling that even in the long run, like in the long run, like in just a few short months, you would see more players steadily playing on Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
Than you would the new one.
I'd be one of them players myself personally, just because that was one of my favorite Call of Duties was Modern Warfare 2.
It just, I mean, that's really what we all want. We keep getting these new things that, you know, just hurt my brain when I really think about it. Like, apparently we're only getting, think about this, we're only getting 6v6 maps in Modern Warfare. 6. That's your regular Call of Duty, 6 players against 6 players, team deathmatch and domination. We're only getting 6 maps. Now, okay, we do have 10 versus 10 and 20 versus 20 and 32 versus 32. Mm-hmm. But as Call of Duty players, a lot of it, we're all used to 6v6.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? And that's where your standard Call of Duty feel is really going to come from. You know what I mean? That not a huge map, not a really tiny map, just a
basic,
a medium-sized map to where you're usually going to be interacting with somebody and having a gunfight, exchanging some gunfire. You know what I mean? Within a few seconds of spawning.
Yep.
And that's how Call of Duty should be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not that 32 versus 32 and 20 versus 20 aren't fun, because they are. I had a blast in them, and I probably will be playing them quite a bit this year.
Yep.
But that classic Call of Duty feel that a lot of their fans look for and that a lot of people keep coming to Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Feels like it might be a little bit lackluster and short this year. I mean, with only 6 maps, that's, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, we've already seen, 3 of them?
Yep.
4 of them?
Half of them, pretty much.
We saw the cave map, Hockney Yard, and there was another 6v6 map. Wasn't there?
I think so.
The Gunrunner map.
There you go.
Yeah, so we've already seen half of them.
Yeah, half of the maps already. So I mean, it's only.
So you have 3 maps to look forward to if you're looking forward to 6v6.
Yeah.
You have 3 unseen maps. That's it.
And then the other.
That's stupid. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how many maps are going to be in the 10v10 and 20v20. We did get... we were actually pretty much right on the money from our... I don't remember if it was episode 2 or 3, but we were pretty much right on the money. They are launching with 3 maps for the 32 versus 32.
Yep.
So we hit the nail bing, around
right
the fucking
on
head.
The fucking head.
I said I wanted 4, but I was pretty much positive that they were going to launch with 3.
Yep.
And Victor said that was his sweet spot was 3.
Yep.
I wanted 4, but we got 3.
3, I'm happy. I mean, at least decently happy. Hopefully, eventually we get more shortly after.
I'm sure with like DLC and stuff, we probably will get a few more.
Of course, DLC, of course.
Okay. The one thing with this year, that's one thing I will have to say is we don't have to pay for maps and shit this year, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy that I don't have to throw $50-$60 out the window
for 2 maps,
garbage season pass that I'll never play with. You know what I mean? Or when the maps do come out, I play on them once or twice and then I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, and 9 times out of 10, if I leave the maps on my PS4, when I go back to play, if I do want to play, most of the time when the DLC maps come up, they're garbage and I don't want to play them. I'll back out of the lobby most of the time when I see them.
Yep.
You know?
I've been doing that recently too.
So, what's the... Yeah. So the fact that they're free, that's awesome. And, everybody's going to be playing on them. That way... Because I remember from previous years in COD, if you own the DLC packs, usually when they first drop, you won't have a hard time trying to find a lobby or anything. But after a month or so, nobody wants the DLC packs. Like, a lot of people uninstall them from their PS4. So you'll be sitting there in a lobby looking for a match. And it'll take forever because nobody has it. You know what I'm saying? Now, with it being free, everybody that has the game is going to have the map. So we're all going to be playing on the same shit, same time. That's cool. We got to bring up this. I mean, this ain't a theory or anything, so I guess this is another little piece of, news for this week. We'll have one more, too, but, so, Activision, this actually wasn't the one I was going to talk about, but we'll talk about this one, too. Activision, just put out a patent for pretty much AI bots, and what they're going to be doing is they're going to be monitoring their players and seeing exactly what they're doing. Kind of like a survey, how if you've ever been surveyed before when they call you and ask you a shitload of questions, or maybe you're doing it on your phone or whatever. It's almost the same thing, but they're going to be watching your gameplay and...
pretty much playing with you.
Yeah, they're going to be watching exactly what you do.
Every movement, pretty much every little footstep you take in that game.
What's your tactics? Monitored. What's your tactics through the map? What main routes do you take? What guns and attachments are you more likely to use? How often do you use them? You know what I mean? So they're going to be pretty much copying you as a player and using you as a bot. So I don't know.
Pretty much if this is going down as, if I'm hearing this correctly myself, it pretty much sounds like they're going to pretty much eventually make it to where you're going to be going up against yourself in a way, is what it sounds like. In a way, not like 100%, just like I don't even know what percentage to even give it, but it's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they're going to be pretty much building another version of you mixed with
some AI.
Some AI shit.
Well, the bot's going to be, but it's going to be based off of your movements and your, you know what I mean? Because it's going to remember the certain routes that you like to take throughout the map. Your movements and stuff like that. there's certain ways to track all these things.
To me, it sounds like they're doing this so they can maybe come up with some new challenges for people that'll actually be challenging.
Well,
I hope that's a hope right there for me.
I kind of hope. Okay, see, this could be a really good thing because the one thing about Call of Duty is that it releases yearly, so we have a new COD every single year, and even just if you go a couple Call of Duties back, sometimes you'll have a hard time finding lobbies if you want to play some. You know what I mean? Some games. And some people don't want to move on. Or some people just really liked a certain COD. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know plenty of people out there still playing Black Ops 2. You know what I mean? Because that was their favorite Call of Duty. And they didn't like any of them after that. They just want to play that. Or there's people still, you know what I mean, stuck on World War II or Black Ops 3 or you know what I mean?
Because that's what really hit them.
Yeah, those were their favorite games. And when they start to die off and it makes it hard for you to find lobbies and matches and things like that, yeah, this is a good thing. You know what I mean? This could be something that keeps old games active. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that way their older games have more of a chance to still thrive and kind of maybe have a small kind of like, I don't know, like their own little community or something. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I don't know. I figure it might be something good to keep their older games thriving, but we'll have to wait and see. The only thing I don't want is bunch of bots in my newer games.
Yeah, I don't want to be sitting there playing with a bunch of freaking robots. I mean, that's just that to me makes me feel unsuccessful in the gaming community, honestly. It really does. I mean,
make me feel unsuccessful.
Like, cool, you got 50, 60 kills, but that's 50, 60 bots. That's not real people. Like, I mean, you know, a lot of you guys understand what I'm saying, you know? I mean, there was that one, I mean, I think that all the Call of Duty still have it, do they? Like, I remember, and I had no internet for a very long time. Or something, and I played like a multiplayer thing, but it wasn't like online.
Oh yeah, you
can
still
bots.
do the custom matches and do bots. Okay. I mean, you've always been able to do that, but
yeah, that was back
when you're playing against bots, you can tell that you're playing against bots. You know what I'm saying? Like they're either so easy that you can run circles around them and they won't shoot you, or they'll instantly fucking just auto aim you and kill you instantly because they're on veteran. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're like. That's actual aimbot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like, you're dead. So, this is different. This will be like, what they're going for is they're going for that feeling of actually playing against players. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're going for that feeling where when you're actually playing against these people, you won't know that they're bots. You won't think that they're bots. You know what I mean? Because they got the movements and the plays and everything of players. They're not playing like an AI.
Right.
Where they're either just walking right past you, don't even notice you, or they instantly just fucking auto lock and blow your head off from halfway across the map.
Right.
When you didn't even see them. You know what I'm saying? So I can get where they're. I can kind of get where they're coming from. I just hope that
we don't get lobbies.
I hope this doesn't have a little bit more of a sinister plot at the end, but this is Activision, so
yeah, you never know.
You know what I'm saying?
Surprise, surprise for these guys, right? But yeah.
No, so there was one more thing I was going to talk about right before I got on that. We were just talking about Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was it?
Dig deeper into that brain, my boy.
We're just talking about Modern Warfare. Well, I kind of see our next title being Black Ops 5, of course. Well, we kind of have rumors that it's going to be. I don't see Black Ops 5 being a free-to-play game. I just don't, especially with Treyarch falling short on their campaign last year. I have a feeling they're going to want to come out strong with a campaign for Black Ops 5. Rumors are that the development already for Black Ops 5 is kind of in shambles. I really hope not. I love Treyarch. You know what I mean? I love their games. Black Ops 4 was one of the biggest, just a disappointment in probably my gaming history. You know what I mean? I was so looking forward to that game. And even when it first launched, I loved it. And then it shot downhill so fast and just, you know, I think Treyarch's going to want to come out strong and swinging with this next one. I hope. I have my fingers crossed. I really, really do. And I really hope that maybe somewhere somebody is smart enough that they go, hey, Vondahar was our best, man at the job when it came to the multiplayer side of things. And in Black Ops 4 and in Black Ops 3, we didn't have him on that. Maybe we should pull him back, and instead of letting him go, we should let him do the multiplayer aspect of Black Ops 5. You know what I'm saying? And because...
That dude knew his shit, man.
Well, yeah, because he did Black Ops 2.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do Black Ops 3, but he did Blackout for Black Ops 4.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't touch the multiplayer. I think that's where they kind of went wrong.
Right. Maybe they should have flipped that.
That man knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to make a good game with almost anything it does. I mean, I don't mean to suck his dick or anything, but I'm just saying he knows how to make a good game. So put the man on fucking multiplayer. You know what I mean? Let him do what he does.
Just pretty much put him behind a desk and a computer and just let him go to town. Leave him alone.
Pretty much.
I mean, straight up, seriously. Just
give him a little turntable. Let him be his little, wannabe little
TJ, man. Fucking let him diddle that shit. But no, in all seriousness, no.
I'll spin a disc on his head, man. I don't care.
But for real though, like seriously, just
no. But where I was actually going with that is, I have a feeling that now. Don't completely quote me on this, but I kind of have a feeling that Infinity Ward's next title is going to be 100% free to play.
You think so?
I think so.
Well,
and it kind of has me excited and scared for the future of the series.
All right, so
or of the franchise.
Let's start with me asking you then, what's the scary part?
The pay to win aspect.
Okay.
Microtransactions. Greed of Activision.
That sounds actually pretty scary.
I love COD Mobile, but the microtransaction system in this game is through the roof. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I was looking on there the other day, and there is a knife that you can buy on there for $50. $50 for a knife. And this isn't a stat-changing weapon or anything like that. Well, there actually are stat-changing weapons in the game. That's why it's pay to win. But this knife that I was looking at, it's pretty much just a skin. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it's like shaped in like a crescent. It looks kind of cool, and it has like this cool skin on it and shit. Like, it looks cool, but that's about it.
Literally paying $50 for a fucking piece of wrapping paper.
Like, I don't. That's the price of a AAA fucking game. Like, literally, you can go out and buy Modern Warfare for $60. Or you can spend $50 and buy a skin in COD Mobile for your knife.
And I can't believe there's people that actually pay it, too.
Oh, there is. There definitely is. Because I've seen pictures of it.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it, too. I'm just... No, it blows my mind.
No, it's funny because I actually... I was going through... I think it was Twitter. And I saw this picture, and this kid posted of this knife that he had. And... this girl was like, that's a nice knife. And he was like, yeah, it cost me $50. And I was like, what the fuck? So I had to look through COD Mobile and find it for myself. And sure as shit, it was on there. $50 knife. I'm like...
I mean, if you got some good money and you're making good money and you can do it, I mean, by all means, do your thing. Like, dude, seriously, $50 for a skin in a game. Maybe it's just because I pay... I mean, I pay... a lot in bills or something, I don't know, but I mean, it's the cheap side of me coming out, but I mean, damn, I'm sorry. Activision, I'm one person.
No, that's not the cheap side of you coming out. That's the fucking logical, realistic side of you coming out. That's the adult side of you coming out saying, Hey,
I love this game, but
for COD Mobile, it's kind of understandable because it's a free-to-play game, so they got to make their money somehow.
But even
that's insane, though. $50 for a skin on your weapon, like it's not even a character skin, or it's just a weapon skin, and oh my god, it hurts my head because when I think about what they'll do in COD Mobile, think about what they'll do in one of their main titles.
Oh yeah, that okay. So now that I got that logic running through my head and thinking of next Infinity Ward's next, if it's true, if it really comes out free to play, then that microtransaction shit's gonna be out literally through the roof too.
Hell yeah!
How much you want to bet they'll probably raise it $10 more? Maybe that skin for a knife will be $60. You know?
Yeah, no, I honestly think it'll be absolutely crazy, but.
That's on you. I mean, they're not putting a gun to your head and telling you to pay for it. So.
I hope not. I really hope that we get a game that's free to play, that the microtransaction systems is fair. You know what I'm saying?
Because I understand they got to have something in it that makes some kind of profit.
You have to make your money somewhere, and yes, there is a lot of other ways for them to make money besides microtransactions, but that's a big chunk, and I can't really fault them for that. Like. Honestly, when it comes to, a $5 item here or there, I would have no problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they came out with a new character skin or a new weapon variant or something, as long as it's not stat changing, I'm fine with the variants of weapons because they're cool. They look cool. When you get a new variant or something, you're like, dude, this thing looks badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to kill style.
So... That's cool. I understand it. But as long as you're not charging an absolute arm and a leg for it, you know what I mean? Yeah. I have no problem taking you money for it, especially if this is a game that I play all the time.
I mean, if you're going to charge me $50-$60 for a skin, I'd rather just pay for a new game.
That's what I'm saying. Period. But that's our problems with games like Black Ops 4. And you know what I mean? All these new AAA titles, they have these microtransactions and loot boxes and stuff like that. Is that they sell us a product for $60 and then they want to sell us a bunch more shit on top of it that is already on your disc. It's on your game. You already know that, right? It's not like they magically fucking import it to you when you win it in a loot box. No, as soon as you already have it.
Yeah, as soon as you pop that disc in, it's yours.
Locked.
Yeah.
It's locked until you get it in a loot box. So why is it that I already paid you $60 for your game, or maybe even $80 or $100 or $120 for a special edition, and I'm still locked off from half of your content? That's not right. That's not fair. But you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I kind of seen the sneaky side with Black Ops 4 because I did pay for the, not quite, well, it was the $100 version, but they actually had a sale before as a pre-order.
Yeah, no, that's actually, that's the same one that I got.
So, and it came, for me, when I got my game, I saw what they tried to do. They give you those free COD points or whatever, or not really free, you paid for them, but I got when Black Ops 4 dropped, when I finally got my points, I had over 3,000 COD points because I purchased the special edition and stuff like that. Then, of course, when you bought the DLC before it dropped as well, you got, another 1,100 COD points. Mm-hmm. I seen that's how they try to get you. They're like, oh, look, you got this, so you got these COD points to purchase what would cost you, $40-$50 or whatever. But, I mean, still, it's ridiculous. It really is. The price that people pay or what they're trying to do, so, I mean, if you just did the standard shit, the $60-$65 for the game, and then, of course, here, drop another $40-$50, and then you can get this or have a chance to get it.
But I'm wishing for... I've been wishing for a game like this to come from Call of Duty for a really long time. I want something that... Because I have a feeling if they launch a free-to-play COD game, a AAA free-to-play COD game on consoles and shit, that it's going to go live as games as a service, and they're going to keep it, running and open for quite a few years. They kind of planned on doing with Black Ops 4, they were saying, Black Ops 4 was supposed to be up and running in service for 3 years. Mm-hmm. But that all changed as of a few months back when Activision dropped Sledgehammer, and then Treyarch had to step up and take the role for COD 2020.
Right.
So their plan for Black Ops 4 kind of got thrown out the window. It was supposed to stay live as a games of a service for 3 years, but they dropped it after a year. But I think if they go live with a free-to-play game, I have a feeling that we won't see any more COD games for a couple, maybe even quite a few years. Because they'll let this one play out. You know what I mean? They'll let it play out, soak up as much microtransactions and money and shit that they can get from it. But on the other side of things, this is something that I've wanted to see for a really long time because it wouldn't split up all of the community. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of us would stay on the same game. I just think a lot of good things would come from it, to be perfectly honest. You know what I mean? Constantly getting new maps and updated modes, and you kind of get what I'm saying.
In the long run, I think it would be easier on the company, too.
Well, it really would, and it would give the other
just
company
put in the hard labor
plenty of time to come out with a new title. I mean, yeah, people have had 3 years before. I mean, Treyarch, they had 3 years to come out with Black Ops 4. Like, that was one thing. Like, they had 3 years to come out with Black Ops 4. But I'm thinking, like, 3-4 years? Solid? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Without having to ditch a project halfway through or, trash their campaign like they did in Black Ops 4.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer. I'm a campaign guy. I do like campaigns. I like a good story.
I mean, I think a lot of us old school COD fans do because Call of Duty actually always has had.
I mean, dude, Modern Warfare
really
was one of my favorite storylines.
Oh, yeah.
Like that had me some feels, bro. Like,
oh, dude,
like when I thought Captain Price died and he made us, he freaking came right back in Modern Warfare 2, dude, and that cave scene. Like, dude, I remember that clear as day. That was my favorite storyline right there. I mean, I cried when I thought he died.
Like, it's kind of funny because like one of the most hated COD games that has ever came out, personally to me, I think has one of the best campaigns COD has to offer. Yeah. And that's Ghosts.
Oh, yeah, Ghosts was a good story.
Ghosts
was a solid story.
To me, has one of the best campaigns you can get from COD. Best. I mean, absolute best. When you finish that game, like, fuck it. Like, I guarantee you, like, 90% of you, if not 100, have played Ghosts. You already know. At the end of that game, when the dude comes up from the fucking beach and
starts drags
your ass away, like, dude,
where's the rest of the story?
Drop, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to see a continuation of that story. Like, I don't think there has been another COD game.
Actually, what if Ghost actually took place during Modern Warfare? Maybe that was Price dragging Ghost. Do you ever think about that?
No, it's not Price.
No?
No. Hell no.
Wasn't that Ghost, though, in the Modern War... Or when
Ghost was in the game, yeah.
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 Well, maybe Ghost was a different story, I guess. Well, maybe I gotta replay
No, Ghost... The character Ghost was in the game.
Yeah.
But you were playing as Ghosts, like, as the squad.
Oh, okay. It's been a while, so... But I do remember that scene, though, because I was like... When I first ever played that and I finished it for the first time, I was... waiting for a sequel. I was waiting for another one to come out, like, just for the story. I didn't care for the multiplayer. Multiplayer was trash. It was. Ghost multiplayer was trash.
Yeah. Dude, I can agree with you. I think everybody can agree with you on that one.
But actually, the storyline, guys, I mean, I will 100%. I loved the storyline. I will always play Ghost just for the story.
Believe it or not, I thought Extinction was pretty cool, too. It was like Infinity Ward's spin-off off mode, kind of like zombies, but it was like aliens. Like, you had to, like...
I never played it, but I think I remember you playing it a few times.
It was actually pretty cool. It was like you had to... you start off with like a drill, and you would go through a city, and these aliens had like laid these nests of eggs, and you had to like drill into the nest. And like when you're drilling into the nest, fucking all these hordes of aliens would come after you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, it was actually pretty cool. And you'd have to like... move through the city, and you would have to get through all of the nests in the one part of like the city. It's like an open world city, right. And then once you would get through all of them, it would open up an area, and you'd get to go to the next area.
That's insane.
It was actually pretty cool, dude. I was kind of hoping that Infinity Ward would do something like that again, or maybe do like an Extinction 2, but build on it. You know what I mean? Maybe do it a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Each and every time.
That would be really cool. Like, I mean,
that does sound pretty dope.
I thought it was pretty dope, but you know, Infinity Ward's so on the realistic train right now, so I don't.
Nothing wrong with that though. They've not failed me yet. So
well, I mean, yet again, I mean, we've heard this from plenty of other COD people. You know, we heard it from Sledge with World War II. You know what I mean? They wanted to keep it so realistic, and you know what I mean. They wouldn't put in.
They want to stay within a certain boundary.
They wouldn't put in weird camos or anything like that. They had to keep it so. You know what I mean? Just kind of bold and bland. And then all of a sudden, 4 or 5 months into the game, we started seeing pink camos and rubber duckies on guns and toilet seats and, you know, all sorts of weird fucking shit. So,
freaking little...
You never know.
Milk-controlled airplanes on the tip of your gun, too.
Yeah, like... I mean, 4
4
or 5 months later down the road, you never know. We could be running around shooting a fucking ray gun. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it is Call of Duty. You never know, dude. They say one thing 1 minute, and then they flip-flop back and forth.
What's next, a Rainbow Blast and Thunder Gun?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's one thing. Apparently, they're bringing back the Thunder Gun.
Ooh.
So, apparently that's in tags, so I have to... Might have to try to find that, or try to build it, or however you have to do it.
However you got to get it. Hopefully you don't have to build it. Damn.
Well, that's one thing I actually want me and Victor to sit down and play a few rounds of tag before our next episode here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to surround that one.
Completely around
just around zombies and around the...
Because, guys, zombies...
The fall of the mode. And,
yeah, because, I mean, that's got to be a one whole subject line, I guess, because...
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a whole day. But, you know, it kind of hits the feels, too, because I really like zombies. And,
I did, too. I mean, I love multiplayer, and, you know, again, and I fell for the Blackout and everything, but I will always be... zombie fan all the way to the bone.
Oh yeah.
I'll always be a zombie fan all the way from the down into the dirt and rising back up.
Alright, well, this video is already getting up to damn near 47 minutes long, and it's going to take forever to render, so alright guys, I'm going to wrap up this week's episode. This is CoD and Coffee. I'm Ghost. I'm sitting here right next to Victor.
Take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.